Critical Role's Wildemount Wildlings ends on a high note, D&D has dropped 6 brutal new subclasses, and the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remaster is finally happening.
Yes!
Welcome to the Character Sheet, your home for fantasy and TTRPG news. Before we dive into some big Critical Role D&D and Elder Scrolls stories, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep this channel growing? It only takes a second and it really helps. And then, let's dive into the news.
Check this out.
Wildemount Wildlings has ended its amazing 3-episode run on a high note, with not only our 4 intrepid campers learning some massive life lessons, but with Bo and Yasha finding out some huge things about themselves as well. Their final battle involved a creature made out of frying pans and grease elementals in a kitchen battle that reminded us a lot of that big cafeteria fight in the first season of Fantasy High, and in the end, the campers prevailed, although it remains unclear if they had an actual adventure or some kind of illusion or dunamancy-based hallucination from one of Yeza's exploding potions. But regardless, they get their badges, and Bo and Yasha learn that they are indeed ready to adopt a child of their own, although their efforts to adopt Kai, who Bo has begun calling Little Bo, end in spectacular failure.
That was actually...
He said no!
Oh!
The show does set itself up for a second season, with Padman using the threat of legal action against Veth and the camp to get all 4 friends free entry to next year's camp, and in the final scenes where we learn what happened to our campers after the events, it's revealed that Padman has found a distributor for his card game, none other than the illustrious C-Pop Industries. And we can't wait to see what happens if we do get a second season next year.
Can I get a wild out? 3, 2, 1, wild out!
D&D has just released 6 brutal new subclasses as part of the new Grim Hollow Player Pack, as they once again leverage third-party content creators to put out new releases for their main system. This time we're getting some very powerful new grimdark takes on 6 classic D&D classes, courtesy of the creators over at Ghostfire Gaming. The path of the Carrion Raven Barbarian will remind you a bit of the Battlemaster Fighter, with a pool of maneuver points to let them pull off superhuman feats like regenerating hit points or adding more damage. And they even get a bonus attack action when they rage. The College of Requiem's Bard is a dark twist on the charismatic class where your songs can animate the dead with necromantic energy or inflict additional necrotic damage as you unleash your funeral dirges on your enemies. Inquisition Domain Clerics are basically witch hunters and borderline paladins with martial weapon and heavy armor proficiency, who grant protection against spells and inflict damage to spellcasters as a reaction in the attempt to destroy tainted magic users. Bladebreaker fighters have a pool of maneuver points much like the Barbarian, but their abilities make them harder to take down as well as buff their damage, and they have an ability to switch between battle stances to dramatically change the way they fight as a bonus action and keep them in the fight even longer. The Oath of Zeal Paladin is all about finding and crushing heresy, so you get big bonuses to investigation, insight, and perception, and when you channel your divinity to mark your enemy, you increase your chances of getting a critical hit as well, and can even see through invisibility, so no heretic can hide from you. And finally we have the Misfortune Bringer Rogue, who inflicts terrible luck on their enemies by spending Jinx points to inflict misfortunes to debuff their targets, and can even bestow curses on them at higher levels, and strip away their combat advantage. So if these brutal subclasses sound right up your grimdark alley, make sure you check out the new Grim Hollow Player Pack on D&D Beyond.
Compelling and rich.
Speaking of third-party D&D content, the new Dungeons & Dragons System Reference Document, or SRD, has gone live today, which basically allows third-party content creators the option of using the new 2024 rules in their content for the first time. With the 2024 D&D rules still struggling to get some traction among the player base, and Wizards of the Coast seeming to be relying more and more on third-party content creators to create the majority of the new D&D content they've been putting out lately, this could be a huge step in finally getting more players to try out the new 2024 rule set. In addition, this also means that the free rules document on D&D Beyond is now updated to the new D&D Beyond Basic Rules 2024. The old 5.1 SRD, which all the previous third-party content was made under, will remain available under Creative Commons and the OGL, so fans of the current 5e system should still see plenty of non-2024 releases from third-party creators. But with the new SRD, maybe the 2024 rule set will finally catch on with the D&D fanbase, as big creators like Ghostfire Gaming, Kobold Press, and more can now start releasing third-party content with these new 2024 rules.
It's about damn time.
And finally, Bethesda has just officially revealed their Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered game, and the updated graphics look truly amazing, with a noticeable upgrade from the last Elder Scrolls game, Skyrim. Not only does the game look phenomenal, and I think easily the best looking Bethesda game ever released so far, but the sheer amount of Oblivion content is going to be massive, with every single DLC and expansion to the original game included in the remaster, which is also made using the Unreal 5 engine for all those super enhanced graphics. They also enhanced the gameplay, making combat much smoother and adding better hit reactions from enemies, and even giving haptic controller feedback so you get a little shake when you block or hit an enemy. They've also recorded a massive amount of new dialogue to make the world even more immersive. Also, hey, they've finally added sprinting to the game, so that's great. The only question remains, when it launches, will it be a buggy mess like so many of the recent Bethesda releases? Or will the remaster of Oblivion buck that trend and truly launch looking and playing as amazing as it appears in the preview? The good news is you don't have to wait to find out. The remaster of Oblivion has launched today on Steam, Xbox, and PS5, so grab a copy, try it out, and let us know what you think. And that's all we have this week for Tabletop News Tuesday. Let us know what your favorite story was down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.